Ravid at Axios reported that as though it was a fucking matter of fact. And then everyone was like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? You can't do that. It made it into the news cycle, though. And it became such a problem that even the Israeli occupying forces' very own spokesperson had to literally tell Mark Miller, or fucking Matthew Miller, to shut the fuck up.
The BBC is legitimately so anti-Semitic. CNN has taken years before they turned around and called
What makes them anti-Semitic?
Their headlines are an absolute atrocity. They never report on anything that happens for the Israeli side. They only report on our response.
But how is that anti-Semitic?
Because they never report on the attacks that come towards us. They only report on what we do. And yes.
All I see.
It's
interesting
okay.
how...
Are we getting like two different...
Like what?
Like
what? That one fucking rocket that fell on top of a goddamn... It was not even a rocket. I think it was an interceptor anyway. But that fell on a fucking tree? Is that what we're talking about? And then the leaves were shook? God damn, dude. It's crazy. It's like... Half the time, it's like a fucking interceptor that dismantles a rocket over Israel proper that falls on a car. You want them to fucking report that while every day hundreds of Palestinians are getting fucking slaughtered? That's delusional, dude. That, unironically, would make your side look bad. People, if the CNN literally did anything but what they're doing right now, people will go, are you fucking joking? Are you for fucking real right now? That's the funniest part about this conversation, is that she's literally being like, why won't they report our side? It's like, first of all, they do, and they still do. On October 7th, CNN and all the mainstream media still overwhelmingly cover the victims of October 7th. All the time. Okay? All the time. Never to the same degree as, like, the ongoing atrocities on the Palestinian side. That's number one. And there's validity to cover the victims of October 7, even though I do believe that it's being cynically recycled over and over again in an effort to continue creating a justification cycle of the ongoing atrocities that Israel is committing in Gaza. Okay? But like if you want them to cover shit beyond like having literally dedicated mouthpieces to the IDF contextualizing every violent attack on fucking Gaza in real time as it's happening, I don't know what you want. You want them to talk about the fucking trees? Like you want them to talk about like an interceptor missile? Like in the midst of like talking about thousands of dead children?
I would say that we're probably looking at things through different lenses.
Yeah. So when you say the news, you see something on social media, you should definitely verify. As far as the U.S. media, and this is just my opinion, the U.S. media that we've been fed has been feeding into lies and over the years, not just this conflict in general. So when you say they don't have let's say a dog in the race, it's just not true, because Joe Biden clearly supports Israel unequivocally. So you can't say that there's no Israeli bias in America. The U.S. always stands with Israel. That's a fact.
I have a problem with Joe Biden, probably. Like
yeah.
Everybody does.
Okay.
Joe Biden or not, I don't think that affects
What? That doesn't affect it? Okay. Would you be saying that if Joe Biden came out and said Palestine has a right to defend itself, which would be morally correct, by the way? You'd be fucking losing your goddamn mind. Shut the fuck up acting like that doesn't matter. You can only say that because you're fucking arrogant, okay? You are arrogant. You expect the American government to defend Israel. That's why you can confidently be like, oh, like, yeah, Joe Biden, whatever, who gives a shit? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking joking? You just complained about CNN not covering the Israeli side enough, when that coverage alone is fucking lopsided. If you think that's biased, then, oh my God, imagine if Joe Biden came out and was like, Palestinians are human beings and Israel needs to cut it out with its ethnic cleansing campaign, which would be a truthful fucking statement, mind you. That's crazy that he just like hand waves it away. This is why, like, when people defend Israel and they go, what's America gonna do? Stop giving us weapons? That's marginal. That doesn't matter. Shut the fuck up. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. If that was the case, Benjamin Netanyahu wouldn't have spent most of his goddamn time giving interviews to American media instead of talking to the fucking victims and their family members of the hostages in Israel or talking to Israeli television. Benjamin Netanyahu spent the overwhelming majority of his media opportunities talking to American media and sometimes the Western media since October 7th. If he didn't think that shit was important, he wouldn't be doing it.
$1 billion. It does.
According to you.
No, because the Democrats
Joe
definitely.
Biden repeated the unsubstantiated claim that 40 babies were
Yeah.
beheaded.
Joe Biden say that because he saw what we showed him. If I believe Joe Biden and his supposed
What? Why are you saying that, dog? That's crazy. He's like, yeah, I showed him the fake shit. Like,
Israel, I think it's a big BS.
Yeah.
You
He
think
just
Joe
funded
Biden
Iran.
So Joe Biden-
or Israel?
He just funded Iran.
No, I don't think it's.
Just you know.
He literally came on
I
the
think it's a
concert.
political.
America doesn't
thing.
support Israel.
oh my God, these guys are fucking nutty. What the fuck? Yo, stop. Dude. First of all, Joe Biden never saw that. He never saw anything. He made it up. Even his staffers said he made it up immediately after he said it. And secondly, what the fuck? These guys are not saying America doesn't support Israel, right? Please. Please. Oh my
Well,
Lord.
I don't think. Well, America, it's not Joe Biden.
We just wasted $15 billion.
The president of
He
America.
literally-
America is not Joe
different
Biden.
conversation.
Yeah,
America.
we're
He's
getting
the
into
president,
like.
but-
Back to the news thing, though. The IDF has an extensive history of lying. They lied about killing Shireen Abu Akleh, the journalist who my mom was friends with. I was going to walk up here, but she wasn't my friend. She was my mom's friend. They said that something else happened to her. Independent investigations came to believe a sniper, while she was wearing, in Jenin, I believe it was,
Yeah.
she was wearing a news report jacket. They murdered her. That's just one example.
That's a good
so the news
example.
lies all the time.
That's a good
Because when it-
example of how
yeah,
they didn't label
yeah.
that
When it
correctly.
first came, they didn't
She
label it.
says a Palestinian reporter dies. No, she wasn't died. She was killed
Killed.
by a sniper intentionally shot
Also-
between the helmet
Look
and
about
the
what
vest.
happened. Look at the rocket that fell in the parking lot of Al Shifa Hospital.
Yeah.
How that was.
She
reported.
was
That was a catastrophe.
That's so funny. Dude, first of all, not Al Shifa, Al Ahli Hospital. Okay? Now, the reason why you said Al Shifa, however, is because Israel dropped the rocket in Al Shifa too, motherfucker. That's why you mixed up your hospitals. Because they blow all the hospitals up. Okay? Notice how he immediately had to be like, Shireen Abu Akleh. Okay, well, how about the Al Shifa Hospital? No, it's the Al Ahli Hospital. The one is in contention. Okay. But of course, the Al Shifa Hospital was also bombed by Israel too.
But no, I agree that they're
She
probably
was
misreporting
shot.
on both of us.
The same
So-
goes
No,
for Rachel
wait,
Corrie.
say that one more
which
time.
is-
So, do you remember the whole big thing about the Al Shifa being bombed by Israel? That hundreds of people had died. That the news came out instantly.
You mean Al Ahli?
500
After 2 minutes. After 2
Yes,
minutes.
she's correcting you. She's like Al Ahli, you mean?
Sorry,
Say
wrong
500
hospital.
people got-
Yeah, Al
Then
Ahli.
after 2 minutes, they said 500 people, and this Israel had bombed. Every major news outlet reported this.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I can't believe every major news outlet thought that Israel's bombing campaign was continued after Israel had blown up the hospital and said they were going to blow up the hospital. And still to this day, we do not have 100% clarification on whether it was actually a misfired rocket or if it was still, as a matter of fact, Israel blowing up the hospital. Circumstantial evidence still points in the direction of Israel. I will stand by that. The retaliation from Israel in that situation was the worst thing you could have done. Okay? Here's what Hamas did that was also bad. Hamas didn't immediately go up and go, okay, here's the fucking artifact, okay? Here's a piece of the bomb. Look at it. This is an Israeli weapon. Normally, you have that, okay? Normally, you have that. You have a piece of the bomb that you can point to, and then, it's over. It's a wrap. It's 100% Israel. Hamas never said that. Hamas never showed anything. There's no fragments of the bomb. That's very suspicious. Okay? That is very suspicious. However, of course the crater impact, the impact area, the crater itself is not consistent with the Israeli munitions that are used, with the exception of, I guess, artillery. Okay? But one thing to take notice here is that Israel was bombing all the area. Israel was blowing up the whole area near the hospital. Israel had also bombed the hospital 2 days prior. Okay? The idea that, like, it was really fucked up the idea that it's really fucked up that people assume that it was Israel when, like, the major reason as to why you cannot even fucking verify everything accurately on the ground is because Israel keeps killing goddamn journalists and shutting off the fucking internet is mind-boggling to me.
No, it was proven very unequivocally that's not what happened. It was Islamic Jihad rocket
That's your source.
failed.
Unequivocally. Wow, that's crazy. What is his unequivocal? What is his unequivocal assessment of the matter? Oh, what is it? A fucking phone conversation that they intercepted?
Zero. So our rackets are that strong.
What's your
No, it
source?
fell. That's why not 500 people didn't die. Well, it would have been a much larger damage if it had been a dropped bomb from an Israeli plane, like they said it was. But it was
500 people died is not that much damage.
500 people didn't die from that.
But 20,000 overall have.
You know,
That's not what we're talking about.
But I am.
Oh, wait, what do you mean that's not what we're talking about?
I am talking about that. I want to talk about
Where'd you get that number?
the Euro
Said
mud
10
help
to 50.
from the UN.
That's what the numbers is that were reported once all of the dust settled from all of the other international organizations. To bring it back to news, to see like the way that some news organizations verify or post later or post earlier but spell things wrong or things like that, it's kind of telling to see how quickly misinformation.
I remember when you said 500. Yes, bitch. Yes, I did. Okay? I said the on-the-ground reporting at the time says 500. I don't think it's 10 to 50. Suck my dick. I still think the casualty numbers, we will never fucking know what the actual casualty numbers is until the quote-unquote dust settles. But at that point, it's too fucking far gone. Okay? At that point, it's too fucking far gone because you know what? 10,000 extra people have died since then. But guess what? I also said 1,500 Israelis were killed on October 7th. Okay? And then what happened? We found out that it wasn't 1,500 Israelis that were killed on October 7th. It was actually 1,200 Israelis that were killed on October 7th. Remember that? You want to know why nobody ever comes to me and says, Hassan, you're a fucking Zionist shill. You are a liar for the state of Israel because you said 1,500 Israelis were killed. And now that number has been reduced to 1,200. Do you want to know why nobody fucking says that? Because nobody gives a shit. Okay? Because one side can get away with misinformation. Not deliberate, mind you. I at least understand that, of course, in the fucking fog of war, there are going to be issues with reporting. That is why when some people tried to say, look, they're reducing the Israeli casualty number, okay? They're reducing the Israeli casualty number on October 7th. Look at that. Oh my God, that's a little indecent. What did I say? I said, of course that's going to happen. Okay? Of course that's going to happen because in the fog of war, it is almost impossible to make the full-blown perfect assessment of casualties. Okay? Your community got cringe? The fuck? Did Hassan fall off 312? Bitch, shut up. You've been coming in here to fucking shit on me for years, dude. Suck my dick. Follow me since 2021. Just remember that. Just remember that, okay? When people tried to come in here and be like, oh, Israel's lying about the casualty numbers, I fucking corrected them and I said, listen, this kind of shit happens, okay? This kind of shit happens in the fog of war. It's understandable. But God forbid, the Palestinian side doesn't get the facts immediately correct when they have no internet, when they have nothing, when they're getting fucking blown up. With respect to the casualty numbers, which the United States intelligence even said is 100 to 300, by the way. Okay? God forbid they're off. Then holy shit, they must be lying. They must be lying deliberately at a time when 20,000 fucking Palestinians have been slaughtered.
Information can spread. I will say social media can't just be completely dismissed because it does present sort of a first-hand perspective. However, I prefer to get my first-hand perspective from my friends and my family on the ground. And I think that that's the news that, if anything, I was kind of more hoping to hear from today about, because I feel like that's the personal experiences that we're not actually getting to hear from each other online or on the news. And I think that that's kind of the firsthand news that people should be sharing. You know, me personally, like I get the Rocket Alarm app on my phone, but I also get a text from like 8 different WhatsApp group chats, you know, when rockets happen, is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? So I think that that's also a really important news source, and I would ideally love to be able to share firsthand news like that with people like you, and also receive it from you as well. I think that that's the most reliable info we can get.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
Bro, if you're not I feel like you're not living in Israel and having that is like not living in Los Angeles, like living in fucking. It's like living in Naperville and having fucking crime alerts on for like Compton. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, that's not. Don't worry about it. What the fuck are you doing? Why do you have that shit on? It doesn't make any sense. I've talked about this already. Yeah, the Citizen app and apps like this create like mania among the American population in ways that we still haven't been able to figure out, really. I think it definitely plays a role in how reactionary people have become. Come on, she probably has family there. Bro, it still doesn't matter. I'm telling you, if you live in Los Angeles, having the neighborhood app or the Citizen app is not good for your mentality, let alone if you don't live in Los Angeles and have the fucking Citizen app for Los Angeles from a place thousands of miles away. Do you not see what I'm saying? Yeah, Nextdoor, Citizen, apps like this break people's fucking brains. I know, I had the Ring app. It's crazy. Constantly fucking causing you to live in fear. The fuck? How do you not understand what I'm trying to say here? Yeah, it's obviously not good for mental health, but I do the same for family back home during war. Yeah, that shit is... Dude, if there are no rockets being fired in your vicinity, it's definitely not good to have the Rocket app, okay? It's not good. Just like, even when you are literally, okay, even when you're literally living in Los Angeles, it's not good to have Citizen and apps like that, especially because it makes you fucking feel like crime is happening all around.
I have a lot of friends who have family directly there, so they do get, you know, photos and videos when there's internet access, you know. But I was sitting with one of my friends one day when he called me hysterical at 7 a.m. and told me his parents had just called him and told him to say his goodbyes to them because the bombs were getting closer to their house. And
yeah, back in the day, I mean, not to cut through her emotional statement here, but back in the day, we used to make fun of nutty motherfuckers who listen to the fucking police radio scanner, you know what I mean? Like the kooky ass, Y2K ass motherfuckers. Now, it's so normalized because we have the Citizen app. That like every white wine mom can feel like a kooky ass Y2K psychopath. It's just so unhealthy.
Fear in his voice really, like, suffocated me. And I didn't know what to do for him, so he came over. We tried calling his family. His parents weren't picking up. I didn't know what to do for him, you know? Like, he's like, my parents are gonna die. I'm in America, and I can't be there for them. And I had never seen or been in a situation where I've had someone so close to me dealing with something like that. I mean, he literally stayed by my side the entire day until we were able to verify that his family was going to be okay and that they finally moved away from their neighborhood. And so they're still safe to this day. But, you know, seeing videos directly from friends, like you said, like on the ground, just has another layer of devastation because it makes you realize these are like real people that are connected to the suffering. A lot of times because news agencies can't really be on the ground in certain hot areas like that, it's good to have people that are reliable that you can connect with and get that information from, And it brings an extra layer, I think, of just humanity, because it's not just some like corporation that's, you know, reporting on the news. It's someone real that's like there in the midst of it.
You know, we need that. We need that because a lot of our casualties are not reported on. In fact, this morning I was in the bathroom on my phone, as we do, and I looked up children killed. I was trying to find a specific child, and there was 4 that came up. 5 total. 2 of them, again, from like several hours ago, right? And then there was 4 others that died 3 days ago in Jenin, right? A 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 19-year-old, right? And it was so difficult to find. There was 0 Western sources reporting on this. I had to search it in Arabic for their names to come up in the Palestinian casualty roll. And it was almost impossible. I was shocked that there was 4 below 18, one of them 19, minors that died. And I could not find this reporting. I'm like, wait, I'll Google it. Oh, it'll come up. Oh, here. And it just wouldn't come up. It's like, so yeah, we need to have people on the ground, the Mu'taz Azaizas, the others like him, that are reporting, because there is a bias against us. And our stories are being hidden. They are being erased.
All I'm trying to get you to see is that it's the same on both sides.
It's not. That's delusion. That's straight up delusion. You know, this is something I see all the time. When you actually fucking start addressing how devastating the circumstances are, especially when someone is like a real fucking, you know, Palestinian in the flesh, being like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, my fucking family members are being killed. Then the subject matter turns. Then it's like, well, it's actually both sides. It's not both sides, man. It's not. That's fucking delusional. There's no both siding this. Every single Israeli casualty has not only been assessed, addressed, but has gotten coverage from family members in Western media. You physically could not do that for the Palestinians anyway, because the numbers are so vast, right? But it certainly doesn't happen in the Western media. You guys can fucking cope all you want and be like, oh, well, in Arabic news, they cover it from the Palestinian side. And it's like, yeah, of course they do, dog. Of course they do. Like, someone has to.
But it can't be the exact same.
I feel
It can't. It's either one side's stories are buried, and the others
I
are
disagree.
highlighted.
I think both sides can be buried. Clearly they are, because I'm not trying to invalidate your experience, but you're trying to invalidate mine. I'm telling you,
Yeah, no, man. No, it's not your experience. This is not... Oh, fuck, I hate this shit. Bro. Saying this is a both sides circumstance is just denying reality that it's not a both sides circumstance. Your experience is not being invalidated by the Palestinians, is being invalidated by the truth. I don't know, man. You have my undying respect for covering this man with such honesty. This is the first time I have turned off the stream because of the level of dehumanizing attitudes is extremely triggering. No, it's just like, listen, dude. There is no, like, campus professor or college students being fucking expelled or fired for literally going up and being like, you should fucking do more genocide. Okay? Whereas on the Palestinian side, students, Jewish students, non-Jewish students, are getting fucking expelled or suspended from school. A president of an Ivy League institution resigned due to pressure from donors for even allowing there to be pro-Palestinian student activism on campus. Get the fuck out of here. There is no both sizing this. There is none. If you talk about anti-Semitism, I'm with you, okay? I'm with you. Anti-Semitism is a bigotry. It's a horrifying bigotry It happens all the fucking time in America, in the Western world, in Arab countries. Sure, it happens everywhere. Okay? But when you turn around and conflate anti-Semitism with anti-Zionism, then you've lost me, you know? Here comes the Ofer Kazim quote. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not. Guy has campus police haircut, pissing me off. It's funny. He does have the fuck ass bob, but for men.
Maybe from different publications.
Exactly. Sure. Let's say it's from different. But the media overall,
you guys are
I'm telling
suffering
you.
from exactly from what we're suffering. It
Yeah.
feels to me like we're in a movie. We are the actors.
Like I wish I was there, man. I want to be like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you actually want? Do you want like? Because if your goal is like, oh well, they're not covering the Israeli plight enough. It's like, what more do you want? I think they cover the Israeli plight just enough. Maybe a little bit too much in comparison to the atrocities committed by Israel against Palestinians, especially at this stage in the ethnic cleansing campaign. You know, it's been 2 months. Like, what do you want? You have literally pretty much every single person in control of American institutions unconditionally and unequivocally supporting Israel. And then on top of that, they're literally on the defense for not being as unequivocally and unconditionally in support of Israel enough, and not like firing people or not firing enough people or not expelling enough students. And you're still like, nah, it's not enough. Like, what do you want? You want to fucking execute some Jewish Voice for Peace activists or some shit? Like, is that what you want? You want to line them up? What do you want? Take out a Palestinian and shoot him? Paralyze him maybe from the neck down? Because that happened too. What do you want?
Actors, and we are the puppets, and there is some people out there that are watching the movie and just enjoy and eating their fruits, and there is a lot of people suffering in this. Listen, I'm listening to you. I swear, I want to cry. I swear, no one in this world, and I don't care what size, if it's a Palestinian or Jewish or Ukrainian or Russian, supposed to live under bombs. No freaking way.
Agreed.
And I'm talking to you as a veteran, and as someone who...
Bro, that's so disrespectful. Him, bro. Yeah, none of them are veterans. You want to know why? Just think about that. You're a veteran of the IDF. You get to fucking get on here and talk about how you're a veteran of the IDF. Okay? These guys can't even mourn their dead without you, the veteran of the IDF, or mourn victims of the Israeli occupation without you, the veteran of the IDF, scolding them and saying that they're terror babies.
Who was there inside? As someone who volunteered to carry all those? As someone who has friends Muslims? No one. And you know what? All of my friends also in Israel, no one wants to go into Gaza. We are afraid. It's afraid.
Yeah, we know.
Shit out of us to go into Gaza. We didn't
But
want
you know
to
how
as
sad that is?
friends. As kids. I went there when I was 19 years old. We don't want to go there. Absolutely, we don't want to.
But that's sad.
We don't want to. It's super sad, bro.
Get killed
It's
if you
super
go.
sad. What I'm trying to say is that, listen, you're talking about the publication. We're talking also about the publication. We have the same fucking problem. We are suffering from the same shit. And some people out there watching.
And it's like you said, we're puppets.
And we are puppets. And we are playing. We play the game of our game. You play the game of your game.
Yeah.
And we are like, there is some clash here. And some people are benefit from this. Now look,
Our governments.
the news outlets or social media, what's the difference? Everyone has an agenda.
We can agree that Al Jazeera definitely has more of a sympathy and a bias towards the Palestinian struggle, just like we can agree Western countries and media.
Yeah, bro, just say they have a bias towards the Palestinian struggle, which is the correct bias to have. Just say it, dog. Someone should.
Al outlets have unequivocally always supported Israel.
Maybe
Now it's a little less
Maybe
biased.
some, yes,
Now it's a
maybe
little
none.
less biased.
No,
Yes, they
I
have.
like that.
Yes, they have.
Some do, perhaps, but you can't say the entire every media outlet in all of America is
Have
all.
you ever heard?
We're talking about the major ones.
Yeah, go ahead.
CNN, Fox.
Let me say
CNN
something.
hates
CNN,
us.
bro?
CNN
Oh my God.
hates us.
Oh, because they're being more honest now. That hates
No,
you?
they've always hated
Because they're
us.
showing the children dying in Gaza?
No,
So if there's
that's how we
no-
felt.
That's not what we
Can I
felt.
just say
That's how we felt.
Is it the fact that U.S. sends money to Israel?
Yes.
And the media also
but
backs
U.S. also
Government
sends
and
money
media
to
go together.
Palestine.
Yeah, they do.
They also just released a ton of money to Iran.
Yo, talk to me when they give some fucking Tamir interceptors and the Iron Dome to Gaza. Talk to me when we're giving them F-16s. We rebuilt the fucking airport, and now F-16s are dropping Mark 84 JDAM guided munitions. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. Oh, yeah? Are they fucking dropping Hellfire missiles that they got from the American government? Shut the fuck up. Oh, they give money to the Palestinians too. It's like, yeah, dude.
Fuck.
As someone whose community, this community raised fucking $1.2 million for Palestinians, you know how many fucking hoops you gotta jump through to even get aid into Gaza? Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
The U.S. is the biggest podster in this whole thing. The Jimmy Carter.
It's
thing.
just-
I mean, it's like.